Um, okay, let's see. Okay, I'm ready from my side. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 7, The Activities of King Bharata. Shri Sukha Uvacha Bharatasto Mahabhagavato Yada Bhagavatavani Tala Paripalanaya Sanchintitas Tad Anushasana Parah Panja Panchajanim Vishwarupa Duhitaram Upayeme. Shukadeva Goswami continued speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. My dear king, Bharat Maharaj was a topmost devotee, following the orders of his father, who had already decided to install him on the throne. He began to rule the earth accordingly. When Bharat Maharaj ruled the entire globe, he followed the orders of his father and married Panchajani, the daughter of Vishwarupa. तस्याम् उह वा आत्मजान् कात्स्न्येनानुरूप्यान् आत्मनः पञ्चजनयाम् आसभूतादिर् इव भूत सूक्ष्माणि सुमतिम् राष्ट्रभृतं सुदर्शनम् आवरणं धूम्रकेतुम् इति. Just as the false ego creates a subtle sense objects, Maharaj Bharata created five sons in the womb of Panchajani, his wife. These sons were named Sumati, Rashtrabhrata, Sudarshana, Avarana, Dhumraketu. अजनाभं नामैतद् वर्षं भारतम् इति यत् आरभ्य व्यपदिशन्ति. Formerly, this planet was known as Ajanabha Varsha, but since Maharaj Bharata's reign, it has become known as Bharata Varsha. स बहुविन् महीपतिः पित्र पितामहवत् पुरोवत्सलतया स्वे स्वे कर्मणि वर्तमानाः प्रजा स्वधर्मम् अनुवर्तमानः पर्यपालयत्. Maharaj Bharata was a very learned and experienced king on this earth. He perfectly ruled the citizens, being himself engaged in his own respective duties. Maharaj Bharata was as affectionate to the citizens as his father and grandfather had been. Keeping them engaged in their occupational duties, he ruled the earth. ईजे च भगवन्तं यज्ञक्रतुरूपं उच्चावचैः श्रद्धया ह्रात अग्निहोत्र दर्श पूर्णमास चातुर्मास पशुसोमानां प्रकृतिविकृतिभिरनुश्रवणं चातुर्होत्र विधिना. With great faith, King Bharata performed various kinds of sacrifices. He performed the sacrifices known as Agnihotra, Darsha, Purnamasa, Chaturmasa, Pashu Yajna, wherein a horse is sacrificed, and Soma Yajna, wherein a kind of beverage is offered. Sometimes these sacrifices were performed completely and sometimes partially. In any case, in all the sacrifices, the regulations of Chaturhotra were strictly followed. In this way, Bharata Maharaj um, worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sampracharatsu nana yageshu virachitanga kriyeshva apurvam yattat kriya phalam dharmakhyam pare brahmani yajna purushe sarva devata linganam mantranam arthaniyama katayam sakshat कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयमान आत्मनैपुण्य मृदित कषायो हविष्व अध्वर्युभिर्गृह्यमानेषु स यजमाने यजमानो यज्ञ भाजो देवांस्तां पुरुषावयस वयवस्व abadhyayat. After performing the preliminaries of various sacrifices, Maharaj Bharata offered the results in the name of religion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. In other words, he performed all the yajnas for the satisfaction of Lord Vasudeva, Krishna. Maharaj Bharata thought that since the demigods were different parts of Vasudeva's body, he controls those who are explained in the Vedic mantras. By thinking in this way, Maharaj Bharata was freed from all mental contamination such as attachment, lust, and greed. When the priests were about to offer the sacrificial ingredients into the fire, Maharaj Bharata expertly understood how the offering made to different demigods was simply an offering to the different limbs of the Lord. For instance, Indra is the arm of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Surya is his eye. The sun is his eye. Thus, Maharaj Bharata considered the oblations offered to different demigods were actually offered unto the different limbs of Lord Vasudeva. एवं कर्म विशुद्ध्या विशुद्ध सत्त्वस्यान्तर् हृदयाकाश शरीरे ब्रह्मणि भगवति वासुदेवे महापुरुषा रूपोपलक्षणे श्रीवत्सकौस्तुभवन मालारि दरगदादिभिर् उपलक्षिते निजपुरुष हृल् लिखितेनात्मनि पुरुषरूपेण विरोचमान उच्छैष्ट उच्चैस्तरां भक्तेत् अनुदिनं एदमाना रयाजायत. In this way, being purified by ritualistic sacrifices, the heart of Maharaj Bharata was completely uncontaminated. His devotional service unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, increased day after day. Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead, manifest as a super soul, Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Yogis meditate upon the localized Paramatma situated in the heart. Jnanis worship the impersonal Brahman as the supreme absolute truth, and devotees worship Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose transcendental body is described in the Shastras. His body is decorated with the Srivatsa, the Kaustubha jewel, and a flower garland, and his hands hold a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. Devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. एवं वर्षायुतः सहस्र पर्यन्तावसितः कर्म निर्वाणा वसरो अधिभुज्यमानं स्वा तेन येभ्यो रिक्तं पितृ पैतामहं यथा दायं विभज्य स्वयं सकलसम्पन्निकेतात् स्वनिकेतात् पुलहाश्रमं प्रवव्रज Prabhav Raja. Prabhav Raja. Destiny fixed the time for Maharaj Bharat's enjoyment of material opulence at 1000 times 10,000 years. When the period was finished, he retired from family life and divided the wealth he had received from his forefathers among his sons. He left his parental home, the reservoir of all opulence, and started for Ulahashrama, which is situated in Haridwar. The Shalagrama Shilas are obtainable there. यत्रः वाव भगवान् हरिरद्यापि तत्रत्यानां निजजनानां वात्सल्येन सन्निधाप्यत इच्छारूपेण. At Pulaha Ashrama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, out of his transcendental affection for his devotees, becomes visible to his devotee, satisfying his devotee's desires. यत्र श्रमापदानि उभयतो नाभिभिर्दशचक्रे चक्रन नदी नाम सरित प्रवरा सर्वतः पवित्री karoti. In Pulaha Ashrama is the Gandaki river, which is the best of all rivers. The Shalagrama Shilas, the marble pebbles, purify all those places. On each and every marble pebble, up and down, circles like navels are visible. तस्मिन् वाव किल स एकल कुलः श्रमोपवने विविध कुसुम किशलया तुलसीकाम्बुभुः बुभिः कन्दमूल फलोपहारैश्च समीहमानो भगवता आराधनं विविक्ता उपरता विषयाभिलाष उपभृतोपशमः परां निवृत्तिम् अवाप. In the gardens of Pulaha Ashrama, Maharaj Bharata lived alone and collected a variety of flowers, twigs, and tulasi leaves. He also collected the water of the Gandaki river as well as various roots, fruits, and bulbs. With these, he offered food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva, and worshipping him, he remained satisfied. In this way, his heart was completely uncontaminated and he did not have the least desire for material enjoyment. All material desires vanished. In this steady position, he felt full satisfaction and was situated in devotional service. Tayetam avirata purusha paricharyaya bhagavati pravardhamana nuraga bharadruta hridaya शैथिल्यः प्रहर्ष वेगनात्मनि उद्भिद्यमान रोमपुलक औत्कण्ठ्य प्रवृत्त प्रणय भास्प निरुद्धावलोक नयन एवं निजरमणारुण चरणारविन्दानुध्यान परिचित भक्ति योगेन परिप्लुत परमाह्लाद गंभीर हृदय हृदावगाढा दिशनस्ताम् अपि क्रियमाणां भगवत् सपर्यां न सस्मार. That most exalted devotee Maharaj Bharata in this way engaged constantly in the devotional service of the Lord. Naturally, his love for Vasudeva Krishna increased more and melted his heart. Consequently, he gradually lost all attachment for regulative duties. The hairs of his body stood on end, and all the ecstatic bodily symptoms were manifest. Tears flowed from his eyes so much so that he could not see anything. Thus, he constantly meditated on the reddish lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, his heart, which was like a lake, was filled with water of ecstatic love. When his mind was immersed in that lake, he even forgot the regulative service to the Lord. नित्यमृत भगवत व्रत ऐनेयाजिन वाससानुसवनाभिषेक्राद कपिश कुटिल जठा कलापेन च विरोचमानः सूर्यर्च भगवन्तं हिरण्मयं पुरुषम् उज्जिहाने सूर्यमण्डले अभ्योपतिष्ठम् एतद् उहोवाच. Maharaj Bharata appeared very beautiful. He had a wealth of curly hair on his head, which was wet from bathing 3 times daily. He dressed in a dark skin. He worshipped Lord Narayana, whose body was composed of golden effulgence and who resided within the sun. Maharaj Bharata worshipped Lord Narayana by chanting the hymns given in the Rig Veda, and he recited the following verse as the sun rose. परोर परोरजः सवितुर्जातो वेदो देवस्य वर्गो मनसेदं जजान सुरेतसादः पुनराविश्य चस्ते हंसं गृणानं ऋषद् ऋङ्गिराम् इमः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in pure goodness. He illuminates the entire universe and bestows all benedictions upon his devotees. The Lord has created this universe from his own spiritual potency. According to his desire, the Lord enters this universe as a super soul, and by the virtue of his different potencies, he maintains all living entities desiring material enjoyment. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who is the giver of intelligence. Thus ends this chapter 7 from the fifth canto entitled Activities of King Bharat. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, yeah, 1 second. What will happen? Okay, didn't happen. Okay. After our great fortune of going through the life and teachings of Rishabhadev, now we enter into the life and teachings of another great exalted personality. Uh, in fact, it is about Bharat Maharaj. Hmm. This particular um, pastime is helping us to understand the importance of human life. Huh? The human importance of human life is not for sense gratification, and here we can see a great devotee, even in spite of having such a great perfection, who has completely purified his senses. We will go through next chapters what happened. Huh? Um, the purpose of human life is to end this cycle of transmigrating from one body to the other body, and if one is not vigilant, I think yesterday we were discussing about mind. If mind is completely in control, then yeah, Rishabhadev was saying still, yeah, he was, I mean, Shukadev Goswami was telling to Parikshit Maharaj, never trust mind. And here we can see, I think yesterday Aditya Prabhu was saying, right, when we go to Bharat Maharaj past and then we will understand. So here we can see the greatness of the king who is so successful for so many thousands of years he has ruled, and after that he has handed over everything nice. Yeah, so he has done his Kshatriya Dharma properly. He has also done his Grihastha life properly, and then he enters into Vanaprastha, or even you can say here, yeah, he enters into the forest, and that to Pula Ashrama, which is in the northern side near the Haridwar and near Gandaki River. These details we can see here. The importance of human life is that we should not miss, we should not slip. This is what we can see here. The purpose is not for enjoyment, otherwise, it causes a cycle of birth and death. So, we need to cut through this knot of illusion, and bhakti is the means. And in fact, Bharat Maharaj was practicing bhakti. It's not that he was not, he was practicing bhakti. Uh, and he was a responsible leader, he was respected by all living entities, and all these things renounced order. He even began his life like an avadhuta, so to say, if you can say. Uh, Rishabdev has taught all these things, and his son has taken from there. And we see in this chapter some, I mean, the chapter is short and sweet, I would say. Here we can see in the purport, Prabhupada mentions for the second, as impelled by the destiny of Jiva, the false ego, which is of three kinds, evolved from the Mahat Tattva, in which the elements of Rajas predominates. From the ego, in turn, evolves many groups of five elements. And of course, if you have seen what is the name of the wife of Bharat Maharaj, it is Panchajani. Mm, Panchajani, five. Um, of course, in the do I have the translate purports also? Yes. We can see mm, five principles of many groups, five plus five, like that, a whole Mahatattva, which is of 26 items or 24 manifest, but the main thing it is from the predominance of Rajoguna. So here it is said, just as the false ego creates the subtle sense objects. Uh, in the third canto, Kapila Muni is telling to his mother, the conversation between Maitreya Rishi and Vidura, Raja Pradhanan Mahatas Trilingo Daiva Choditat Jata Sasarja Bhutadir Vyad Adi Ni Panchashaha. It says the primordial matter, which is Prakriti, consists of three modes. generates four groups of five. Four groups of five is 20 elements are created. Yeah, just for interest, I can quickly go through the first five set is earth, fire, water, ether, air. This is first five. The second group is tanmatra. Tan means sense objects are sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. The third group of are five sense organs, which are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. The fourth is five working senses, karmendriyas, speech, hands, feet, anus, and genitals. Some say that there are five groups of five. One group is the sense objects, we just went through. One is five elements. One is five sense organs for acquiring knowledge. Another is senses for working. And the fifth group is five deities who control these divisions. Predominating deities we call. Eyes are controlled by Aniruddha. Yeah. In that way, in the third canto, we can see in that way they are this everything actually in the material world is or coming as impelled by the destiny of Jiva. The false ego, which is of three kinds, evolved from the Mahat Tattva, in which the elements of Rajas predominates. So in this way, the creation comes into existence, where we start seeing why this world is so much passionate. It is from that. This planet was formerly known as Ajanabha, because of the reign of King Nabhi. Yeah, Nabhi, Ajanabha. After Bharat Maharaj ruled the planet, it became celebrated as Bharatavarsha. So we know Nabhi's is the grandfather. Nabhi's son is Rishabhadev. Yeah? Nabhi and Merudevi's son is Rishabhadev. Rishabhadev's son is Bharat Maharaj. So for a quite considerable time, yeah, the land or is ruled um, under the name of Ajanabha, and later because Bharat Maharaj ruled it so perfectly, it is well known. Yeah, just like, yeah, for example, iPhone, if people want, they don't really just connect only with the phone, they immediately say Steve Jobs or so on and so forth. Yeah, so in that way, Maharaj Bharat ruled it. In fact, it is said when Bharat Maharaj was very learned and experienced king, chief executive in the purport it says means chief executive rule, no unemployment. This is the sign. Right employment, not only no unemployment, but also everyone has a suitable job or purposeful employment. What is the purposeful employment means? Should develop spiritual advancement. It is not just to only have material advancement. The job should help for spiritual advancement. Of course, in indirect way, this is what happens in this world. There are so many jobs, give so many false hopes, and eventually, because one fails in this material world to fulfill all his desires, then eventually he understands this world is not place for a gentleman. This place is not. This place is not for sense enjoyment. All these lessons will come bit little slowly. Hmm. And this is what in the purport it's mentioned. Therefore, some society in those days was very smoothly conducted because one must work as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra on the middle path and on the spiritual path. Everyone should act as a brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, or sannyas on a spiritual platform. So this is very important. On material platform, one should do the occupational duty, and on the spiritual platform, one is taking up to the spiritual practices according to the ashrama that he is. Varna and ashrama, these are very important. Although formally the government was monarchy, all the kings were very affectionate toward their citizens and they strictly kept them engaged in their respective duties. Therefore, society was very smoothly conducted. Of course, now slowly things changed, and then what happened is there is no more people do not appreciate what is actually doing proper sacrifice. With great faith, King Bharat Maharaj performed various kinds of sacrifices. So, King performed what is that purpose? Huh? He was doing animal sacrifice. This is what mentioned. I think in one of the previous sessions we covered the purpose of animal sacrifice is to test execution of sacrifice, whether one is qualified to get a regenerated life. The old animal would come out again in a youthful body. Not all rituals indulge animal sacrifice, and in Kali Yuga, animal sacrifice is forbidden. This is what is the conclusion. So it's very important. Five forbidden things. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ashwamedham Gavalambham Sanyasam Phala Paitrukam Devarena Sutotpattim Kalo Pancha Vivarjayet. Vivarjayet means forbidden. Five things are forbidden. What is that? Ashwamedham. Horse sacrifice. Of course, horse also means not just horse, but sorry, Ashwa means not only horse. Forgot what is that. There is another meaning. But okay, I'll check and come back. Hmm. So that is forbidden. Gavalambam means guy. Avalambam means to sacrifice cows is forbidden. Sannyasam pala paitrikam means acceptance of order of sannyas. That is forbidden. Devarena sutotpattim offering flesh to the forefathers. That is forbidden. And then Kalau and man's begetting children in his brother's wife. Uh, Sutotpattin, to have child in brother's uh, wife is also forbidden. In this way, these five things are forbidden in Kali Yuga. And in the purport Prabhupada mentioned, in the absence of these, the Sankirtan Yajna is recommended. Yajnai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti hi Sumedhasaha. After all, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. This is mentioned in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti hi Sumedhasaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the names of Krishna. What is the color of him? Although his complexion is not blackish, huh, but Krishna is blackish. So, which incarnation are we talking about? Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. Who is Krishna? Who is not black? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And how to understand that what are his weapons? He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. There is whole this wonderful purport which tells Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varnam means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears in the with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoying transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his form, name and form. There's so each word is explained further in detail. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. What is that? Parshad means body. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. Yeah, coming back to our this chapter. So here yajna means Sankirtan yajna. We should forget about all other things. Yeah, we should forget about all these animal sacrifices, cow sacrifice, horse sacrifice, and all these things. This process is accepted by intelligent men. This is Yagnai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedasaha. Sumedasa. Medasa means intelligent. Sumedasa means most intelligent people. The word Sumedasa refers to intelligent men who possess very good brain substance. So after performing the preliminary of various sacrifices, Maharaj Bharat, what did he do? The results in the name of religion he offered to Vasudeva. And that is the purpose. Why to perform so many sacrifices, even in those times? It is not, okay, one is cheated in the Kali Yuga. Even in all the other yugas also, the purpose of sacrifice is what? To follow the order of Vasudeva, to constantly remember Krishna, worship Lord directly is recommended. Offering respect to demigod is recommended in the sense of understanding they are subordinate to Vasudeva. Demigod worship is not for getting material gain but to please the Lord. So all these things I have just summarized the purport with further details. Yeah. So and in this way, this particular verse number 6, one can read the purport. A devotee is always free from material contamination. Therefore, sacrifices are intended for satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. The word apurva is very significant. Huh? The resultant actions of karma are called apurva. Huh? When we act piously or impiously, immediately results do not ensue. We therefore wait for the results, which are called apurva. Means the resultant action of karma is yet to manifest. The results are manifest in the future. Even the smarta accept this apurva. Hmm? Pure devotees simply act for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the result of their activities are spiritual or permanent. They are not like those of karmis, which are non-permanent. So in this way, a devotee is always free. This is the conclusion. Is always free from contamination. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana vastita chetasaha yajnayacharata karma samagram praviliyate. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of nature and who is fully satisfied in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. So this is also what happened in the case of in the case of Maharaj Bharat. Sacrifices were done, and what is the outcome? Cleanse of heart. Yogi meditate on Paramatma for cleaning his heart. Jnani worships Brahmajyoti for cleaning his heart, and devotee worships Vasudeva to clean his heart. In the in the verse it said, devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. So that is what it's mentioned. So and Bharat Maharaj left his home and then passed all his inherited property to sons and retired. It's very important. Uh, there is in this purport. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we see that he headed to Pulaha Ashrama, where Shalagram Shilas are formed, are actually found, because they are formed. They are found in Gandaki River. Yeah. So, and then as Pulaha Ashrama, Lord Hari, out of his transcendental affection for his devotees, become visible to his devotees, satisfying his desires of the devotees. Bharat Maharaj selected this perfect spot. Now, very careful. Yeah, we are getting into the um, crux of this Leela that we are seeing. It says Bharat Maharaj selected perfect spot, which is Pulahashrama, where Shalagram Shilas are found. The water of the river sanctifies hmm, wherever it flows. Means the place is fine, the water is very purifying. He worshipped Shilas with various kinds of flowers from the gardens. So pure flowers offered to the Lord and in the best way gathered tulsi and twigs leaves as well as with water worshipped shilas. In fact, it is said that how can one worship Govardhan Shila or the Shaligram Shila is one just applies oil and just gives a bath from the holy river like Yamuna. And that's it. And then offer bhoga. Very simple. One may not think, oh, it is so nice, right? If I have deities, oh, it's all pain. I have to dress them. Oh, it means I have to buy all so many things in the market. I have to arrange them, all these things. I have to clean and then change and all these things. So difficult. Why don't we have Shalagram Shilas? And it is so easy to worship because just, yeah, don't need to do anything. Just pour some nice holy water and then that's it. No, but also it means that one should have such purity. If one doesn't has purity, just like um, one if one doesn't know the if one doesn't know how to take care of a infant, a baby, very carefully, then yeah, he's not fit for that service. Similarly, the Lord, one is able to offer direct service to the Lord, and Lord is not different from the Shilas, should know. And that is the reason in ISKCON, we see that not everyone can just simply go and get a Govardhan Shila or a Shaligram Shilas, yeah, and just worship. Oh, okay, no, they are not being worshipped, and rather they are, in fact, I think it is, if I'm not wrong, Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, he said, yeah, of course, he was too extreme. He was telling why only tulsi plant, why not a Baingan, what is it? Brinjal. What is the difference between both? Huh? So he was just kind of, yeah, Hetuvadi sometimes, yeah, to bring that people, hey, don't be too superstitious or too, don't don't forget your duty. So to activate them, he's saying just don't think like, okay, all these are special things that will take care of you. You should work yourself. So to to inspire people to do practice karma yoga properly. So he somehow had kept bhakti yoga in the secondary uh, priority. He said, first, let me activate the people to work. Yeah, just like Gautam Buddha, when at that time there was too much work of killing animals, they were not working because they think, hey, destiny is something. If I do proper sacrifices, yajnas, yagas, then everything is taken care. Why should we really work? If your astrology is good anyway, everything will happen. All these kind of things were there, and that's why Gautam Buddha, he said, okay, there is no God. That is one thing. Similarly, I mean, yeah, Swami Vivekananda, he was saying, hey, what is the use? What is the use of a tulsi plant? Better is a brinjal plant. What is the use of a shalagram shila? Mm, uh, Not so special than, what do you call this? Um, what is this nuts? Now at Shikai, what is this called? Um, for the hair shampoos, Ayurvedic hair shampoos, now you have this nuts where you break and then you soak it and then that becomes the shampoo. So Swami Vivekananda was saying, hey, what is so great of the Shaligram Shira? You can just use it as like a, nutcracker. Anyway, I don't want to. Yeah, sometimes one may just go to extreme and may not give Krishna directly. And that's why we have to be very careful. Whom are we following? What parampara are we following? We have to be extremely careful. Okay, and then gathered twigs and tulsi leaves as well as with water, worship Shila, offered roots, bulbs, and fruits, and performed worship to the Lord. This way, his heart was completely uncontaminated. No desire for material enjoyment, all material desire vanished. He attained full satisfaction and was situated in devotional service. Everyone is searching for peace of mind. This is obtained by focusing on devotional process. Krishna says the same thing. Patram pushpam phalam toyam sorry. Yo me bhaktya pranechati tadaham bhaktya upahrityam asnami pretatmanah. And Kapila Muni in the Kapila Gita is also saying, just by smelling the tulsi leaves, the dust that comes, yeah, these tulsis which are offered to the Lord, the Kumaras who were Mayavadis or impersonalists, yeah, let me put this, and because of that they became attracted to the beautiful deities in the temple. This is in the third canto, 15th chapter, verse 43. Shukadev Goswami, when he heard from Vyasadeva about Krishna, Aho, Baki, Yama, Stanakala Kutam. Even the third example is Shukadev Goswami, who was actually not directly a devotee of the Lord, but he was saying, Aho Baki Yam Stanakala Kutam. He's saying, um, Baki Stanakala. So the poison that is given to Krishna, Jighamsa Yapayayad Api Asadvi Lebhe Gatim Datri Uchitam Tato Anyam Kam Va Dayalum Sharanam Rajema. What happened to Shukadev Goswami is mentioned in this. in this particular verse in the third canto, fifth chapter, 23rd verse. Oh, third chapter, 15. Sorry. Yeah. So these things we should go through because these tell us the greatness of devotion. Hmm. Yeah. So yen Rajat sentence. Mm-hmm. No. Okay. 3-2. It's, 3-2, 23. Okay. So this is coming the remembrance of Lord Krishna, and Shukadev Goswami is remembering Lord Krishna, and he is absorbed and is saying, um, here is an example of extreme mercy of Lord even to his enemy. Uh, that's what changed Shukadev Goswami. What is happening here? Sthanakala Kutam, this Rakshasi, what she did? She has smeared some poison to her breast so that she can feed Krishna and kill him. Even to such a enemy, it is said that a nobleman accepts good qualities of persons of doubtful character, just as one accepts nectar from a stalk of poison. Huh? So she came to kill him. Hmm. But Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother, allowing uh, Krishna to suck her breast. Lord accepts the least qualification of living entity and awards him the highest reward. This is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be ultimate shelter? This is the conclusion. This is what um, Shukadev Goswami is appreciating. Oh, the greatness of the Lord is so much. So, and then I think we are getting closer. Yeah, we are getting close. 12th verse. Tayetam avirata purusha paricharyaya bhagavati pravardhamana nuraga pravardhamana anuraga bhara dhruta hridaya saitilyam. So Bharat Maharaj experienced symptoms. These are wonderful symptoms. Anuraga, all this in his body due to advanced stage of love for Krishna. When one becomes absorbed in devotion, there are these ashta satvika vikara. Vikara, of course, sometimes when someone has a stomach upset or someone feels vomiting, that people call it as vikara. And one says, if you have some kind of vikar, just take some lemon or something, some paitya, so that through which you get free from that. No, we are talking about vikara means transformations. Vikara means transformation. Ashta Satvika Vikara, not any kind of ordinary. Ashta, eight, what are they? To be stunned. When we come across the Jagannath Leela, huh? What happened when Rohini, Mother Rohini was telling to the queens of Dwaraka about Krishna? Huh? Krishna heard from outside about his own pastimes in Vrindavan and he became stunned. The Lord himself he became so much that he manifested this beautiful form at that time as Jagannath form, stunned. Ashta Satvika Vikara, one is stunned. Perspiration. Yeah, if we are discussing in the nectar of devotion, we see how devotees manifested perspiration. Huh? A kind of not just sweating. Oh, okay. Oh, out of tension. Oh, I think I'm no. This perspiration is coming from the bhav of one is able to connect to the Lord. Standing of the bodily hairs on the end. Oh, sometimes people are so easily telling goosebumps, goosebumps. Yeah, come on, what is this goosebumps? The real goosebumps is what means when the hair stands on end, when one is hearing to the wonderful pastimes of the Lord and just get absorbed in that. Then, when one is in that stage, one's voice starts faltering, that he is not able to say words properly, pronounce them properly, the tongue twists or the throat chokes. Then, trembling, the body starts trembling, kind of a shake, then fading of body's color, tears and devastation. All these things are eight symptoms. Ashta Satvika Vikara. So Bharat Maharaj was experiencing all this. Bharat Maharaj, when he was appearing all this, yeah, it's described. Yeah, he's very beautiful with curly hair, heavy, um, and he dressed in a deer skin. He worshipped Lord Narayan, whose body was composed of golden effulgence and resided within the sun. So he was worshipping Narayan, Surya Narayan, Narayan, who is it is said residing was of golden effulgence and resided within the sun. Mm. In the purport of the 13th verse, it's mentioned that the predominating deity within the sun is Hiranmaya, Lord Narayan. He is worshipped by Gayatri Mantra. We know this Gayatri Mantra. And he is also worshipped by other hymns mentioned in Rig Veda. Instant Deya Sada Savitre Mandala Madhyavarti. Within the sun, Lord Narayan is situated and he has a golden hue. That's the meaning of it. So in this way, he was worshipping, and yeah, in that way, he was attaining um, steady and intense advancement in devotional life, not just like a one day high, next day low, steady, but again, not just in small inches, but in miles. So, steady, intense devotion, and because of that, his heart is cleansed, because of that, his focus is on the Lord, because of that, he was experiencing great symptoms. So, we could say that he has attained almost a perfection of devotion. What happened after that, we will cover tomorrow on the Ekadasi. Thank you very much. Any thoughts or quick comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Aditya Prabhu.
Um, I just wanted to know Bharata Varsha and previously when it was known as uh, Ajana,
Janaba.
Ajanaba, Ajanaba, was it, did it refer to the entire planet or
Yeah.
just India as we know it? The entire
No,
planet.
we for my capacity, I can't comprehend what it is. But when we finish this pastime of Bharat Maharaj, we will slowly get into the description of this whole Bhumandala, Jambudvipa, how the four directions have formed, from where the Ganges is coming. All these descriptions are mentioned. So in that sense, all what are the seven islands and everything is together is Bharatavarsha.
Actually.
But slowly what happened, just like now, I mean, India was bigger, greater India, right?
Yeah,
And we know what happened afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's how, yeah, the people wanted to rule independently so that because of a sense of false ego, we can say they want, I think yesterday we already covered, na? King Arhat, he wanted to rule, he created a religion. And when
Mhm.
he creates a religion, yeah, he goes to a place where he can practice that. So different places are then having different practices of different religions, and that's how this, um, yeah, just like now, how was this? India was a secular country. Then we see whether it's Bangladesh or Pakistan or Sri Lanka. Yeah, is we can see different religions are practiced, right?
But this was also hundreds of millions of years before, right?
Yeah,
So
also,
even,
yeah,
yeah, okay. And I find it
yeah,
fascinating that King Bharata ruled for almost what 10 million years.
yeah,
That's the lifespan of people
yeah.
at that.
And after that, also he has strength to practice bhakti.
Yeah. Is this Pulahashrama, is that still
Yeah, it is
located
still
in
there.
India? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. In the Haridwar. We didn't go there. We were almost, yeah, we wanted to go. Maybe when we are planning, we'll let you know. You can join us.
Okay.
We were thinking actually last year to go, but because of the
Oh,
school's holidays and all these things, we could not plan. Usually, one can go preferably after Akshaya Tritiya, where most of the temples open in the, what do you call this part, Prabhu? Chardham. Yeah. And then there is this Janakpur, and after the Janakpur, there is this place where the Gandaki river is there, and so that water flows. So all these are, yeah, better accessible little summary time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, yeah, before Akshaya Tritiya, those high mountain places are quite
Risky.
unreachable.
Mm. Yeah, let's see when we make a plan. Yeah, at least definitely we can go. And then there is one place that's mentioned, Chakra Tirtha. I think this is what is mentioned. And Chakra Tirtha is also, we can see it is in the Naimisharanya river. Sorry, Naimisharanya, the place where Lord Brahma did penance, where the chakra came, and then it was, with that power, everything evil was blocked under. So I'm just checking, did I read it correctly? Chakra. Yeah, Chakra Nadi. Chakra Nadi generally known as Gandaki, but we have this Chakra Tirtha which is in the Naimisharanya. This is different. Okay,
One
clear.
more thing, Prabhu. I just wanted to understand how the false ego creates the subtle sense objects. I think you
Yeah.
were referring to some previous
I'll share the link.
chapter.
Yeah.
Which one was
So
that? Okay, sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is
I just
Kapila
wanted to.
Muni's, yeah,
Uh,
Sankhya philosophy.
okay.
Sankhya means about the material manifestation, how everything came to existence. Empirical study of matter
Mhm,
is Sankhya philosophy.
mhm,
But people sometimes, there is also another Kapila Muni. It says he also has Sankhya philosophy, but he says everything is matter. There is nothing spiritual. That is the difference. So when we refer to the Bhagavatam, we have the right Sankhya philosophy, where even this Mahat Tattva, from where does it come? From Lord Mahavishnu, which is not postulated by the other Kapila, the fake Kapila. It
mhm.
is said like that. Yeah, you can refer to the third canto
Third
from
canto.
chapter 15 to even 26 or 27. All these are wonderful
Okay.
teachings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Third canto, 15 chapter, 23rd
15th to
verse.
27.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, then thank you so much for joining. We will continue this tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। हरे कृष्ण।